Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid. Rules could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So we do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why you're attracting who you're attracting. What is the whole spiritual significance, which is really important when we're dealing with people that have a lot of spiritual blocks because they wear masks, they create personas. And those personas a lot of times trigger us. And then we're like, why am I connected to somebody that triggers me? What's the whole point of the connection especially if the connection never goes anywhere, right? Like how many times you're connected to someone that you know that there's a spiritual connection, but they toy around with you. What's the point? That's really important so that you can see how you are contributing to the imbalances within the situation. Because once you change the habits and behaviorisms, you automatically shape shift the energy. And that's important. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you must like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. I see underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. Again, very important when you're dealing with people that wear masks. Um, I'm going to tell us why, like I said, everybody's doing what they're doing. Let's see what that word is. The word is merciless forgiveness. Well, I feel like the energy is softening between you and your person. I feel like, you know, I feel as if you have a very strong spiritual connection with someone. However, this person is on a lower vibration. They trigger the hell out of you. They they're very immature. They do things to get underneath your skin. They do things to get a reaction. They pay more attention about controlling you than actually building a relationship. So again, this very low energy. But I feel like for so long you looked at this person as if they were like their divine being, where they haven't stepped into the divine being, like the best version of themselves. They're stuck in this lower energy. So that happens a lot of times when we meet a past life karmic mate. Like you think that they might even be your twin flame because there's an intense chemistry, and this person is showing you again, facades, illusions of what they would really want their life to look like, but their life doesn't look like that. So they're not letting you get that close. Usually these people are so busy creating facades and illusions, they're not building the emotional connection. If anything, they're emotionally avoidant. So they're never building that emotional connection. So nothing ever really transpires. There is a spiritual connection, though, that you and this person have. And I believe in the beginning you might have thought that this person was a twin flame, but now you're looking at them as if they're like a false twin flame. And it's because they're on a lower vibration and that you forgive them. There's a sense of like you want to be in peace. So you're trying to let go, and you're just this person played almost like too many games. That's the energy. So again, merciless forgiveness. I don't know why spirit channeled out all that information. We're going to see how it ties into the reading. Again, I don't know. We're going to see. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, that card just kind of fell out. We'll like taking a second. So again, this person acted self-righteous. They didn't really want, again, to be vulnerable at all. They tend to always be disassociated within their own emotions due to past experiences of shame. So it played out as betrayal within your connection, and then this person is too prideful. There's a need for them to want to be seen as perfect, someone that makes a lot of money, someone that's really good looking, someone that drives the best car. They care a lot about image. And the reason why is because of the shame card. And that shame, when we feel shame, this is why we disassociate, but understand what happened is that this person, I feel like, grew up in an environment where they were shamed, and they were not just shamed, but they were hit emotionally, and psychologically. They were abused due to the way that they were, to the point that they are, disassociate, detached, meaning that they understand what happened, but they don't have a feeling one way or the other about it. And why I bring up the past is because that's the way that this person handles, experiences that make them feel as bad. It's again, they see it as shame and they disassociate. They're someone that avoids. And they don't just avoid, but they slip into their old behaviorisms where, again, it's going to be betrayal because of their own insecurity. So that means they'll start talking to other people. They're stubborn. They'll act like they don't care. And they cause a lot of trust issues because they don't want to take the blame. So, it's always about keeping you in a place of disempowerment, which completely throws off the connection, and to keep you in a place of grief because what they're really doing is they're neglecting, but they're self-neglecting themselves too. Like they're not allowing themselves that love, but it's all about their way or the highway. So it makes them very selfish. So it's like being connected to somebody that's just, again, wants things their way to a point that they create a lot of unnecessary conflict within the connection is what I see here, to the point that I'm sure you got triggered. I mean, you're connected to this person, so we're going to look at some of the trigger cards, like how you felt and what you did to deal with it. So again, like you felt like they were avoiding you, almost like they were ashamed of you, like almost like you weren't good enough, like you didn't have enough money, they didn't like your job, that there was some sort of issue. Like it was okay for them to hang out with you alone, but it wasn't okay for them to like bring you around to their family, for them to bring you around to their friends. Like they kept you very separate. And then when you would say something, of course, they would avoid it. I think it was just their way of you not having as much information or access to their life so that they can control. And really, after a while, you just felt like disappointed because anger, because your expectations weren't being met. And I feel like this person also got angry because they expected you to go along with everything and be fine with it. But what was happening was, it's again, you're going to say something. And their way is avoiding. So they wound up spending more time away from you than with you. And then because you didn't apologize to them, which I felt like they were waiting for you to say something, or if it felt like you were just going to drop it and you didn't, that was the expectation on them, that they expected that you were going to do that and you didn't do it. So a lot of time went by, right? A lot of time. And so you felt like almost like, well, you must be talking to somebody else. You're giving your time to someone else. You're not here, being that you're not here, you must be talking to somebody else. So again, creating more trust issues and hoping to almost to scare you into being submissive to what they want. And what you felt like, well, this is like this keeps happening. I feel like whatever it is that we keep going through, it's the same thing where I say what's bothering me, you run away, you avoid. You care more about the appearance of what things look like than actually what they are. I tell you that there's a problem, you see it as an insult, you run away from me, but really, you don't really want a relationship. That's what it is. It's like, see, again, the memory of that. You've already lived through this. Again, that all you do is withdraw. You withdraw every time, and all that it does is it keeps me out. And the reason why is because you wear a mask. And you don't want to see you don't want me to see what's underneath that mask because the mask isn't real. It's like it's a version of you that you want me to believe. You can't keep me out. You care more about what that looks like, to the point that when I get irritated, I feel like I actually have to start an argument with you to get soothed a little bit because you avoid. You avoid me, but you don't want to take accountability. And all you keep doing is like coming in and out of my life. It's creating a lot of triggering of abandonment. It's intermittent manipulation that creates a lot of anxiety. You're not dependable. It's like you want to hold on to me, but then you want to exclude me at the same time. It's all about keeping me out. And the reason why you have to keep me out is because you show a version of yourself to me that is not existent around other people. So you would actually have to be transparent. You'd actually have to be vulnerable, and this person doesn't really want to do that. So obviously it would cause obvious like resentment because all you feel like is that they're manipulative. And then this person's not even good with showing their emotions. I feel like they check out. They drink a little too much. Again, they do drugs, they do something so that they don't have to feel. And so I feel like there's a part of you that's like you don't want to grow up. You want what you want, but then you don't want to give me what I'm entitled to. You want me to be like stuck on you. And really, it's like how you keep seeing it is, well, maybe I need to do more healing because you have a hard time of letting go of the past because of the fears associated with it. So they manifest as chaos within the relationships where you feel like I keep attracting people that create unnecessary drama, where this person also has a hard time of letting go of the past. That's why they act the way that they act. They act the way that they act because, again, they don't really want a relationship. It's their way or the highway. It's like, I don't really want to grow up. But it's again due to the fact that in growing up, it means that they have to think more about the person that they're with. They're just very selfish, this person. They don't want to think about like anyone's like feelings. But the reason why is because they don't really want you to get that close to them. They don't want you to see what's underneath that mask, which underneath that mask is shame. This person feels that they're bad still. And really, because of that fact that they feel that they're bad, they wind up not really being transparent in a relationship, not being able to like grow that emotional bond, which is all about trust, which is built, leads to intimacy, right? It's like this person doesn't do any of that. And so like the same experience keeps playing out over and over and over and over in this person's life. So what this person tries to do is they try to be in a relationship with you without really giving you that much. They want to hold on to you, but they want to show you a version of themselves that doesn't exist, and they don't want to, and it's almost like if I give you enough, that maybe you'll like be like almost like trapped, like because you won't want to let go, and you'll assume that we're be together. Maybe you won't notice because I am giving you time. But what this you'd see is like, no, because you're really not, you feel like that is not genuine. This person is trying to strategize how to be in your life without actually being in your life. It's like because they want to show you a version of themselves that doesn't exist. And the reason why is because they don't really like believe in relationships because relationships don't work out. So the way that they like to play their relationships is that it's one-sided and it's just really unfair. It's the one where they dominate, they ignore. It's like there's long periods of dry spells. There's a lot of lies. This person has a hard time apologizing. You know, uh, they stay like blaming you because you won't fall into being subservient to what they want. And so really there's a sense of like you just feel like it's emotional abuse straight across the board because they're not honest on top of it. So you're like, and why do you want to be in a relationship where you feel like you're forgotten half the time? You feel unsafe because of it. And unsafe on a spiritual level, I'm talking about psychologically and emotionally safe, that this person doesn't show up. So they always make you feel like that you're out of place, like you're not with them, that like because they didn't build that bond with you. So, doing things with them and even going to places that are maybe not family or other like places that are there, close to them, like they try to keep you out of that, but then even going to like insignificant places I'm trying to get at, like if going to the store, you would feel like I don't even belong with you because you don't make me feel comfortable. We haven't built that emotional connection. So you got tired because you're like, yeah, I see you're trying to hold on to me without actually giving me anything. You're trying to control. And it's because you want to give the illusion that you're a person that you're not. Because if you show me who you really are, you feel like I'm not going to really like you. So what you're going to do is you're going to sabotage this connection by pretending that you're someone that you're not and not give me time in the interim and not care that you're not building an emotional connection. You're not giving me time, you're not giving me energy, you're not giving me anything. Though we have this connection, but you feel the need to be in control and to give this illusion of who you are because you have more of a chance of losing me if you really show me who you are in your mind. And that's and that's because this person feels inadequate. They feel like they don't have enough. They feel like they're not good enough. So if they give the illusion that their life is better, you fall in love with the life that they have and not them. They seem appealing. And this is, again, very self-sabotaging behavior. And so you're never going to get close to this person, even though that there's a spiritual connection, they won't give in. And they won't give in to the spiritual connection because again of their own negative feelings about relationships because they won't be transparent. They have a hard time again taking any type of like constructive criticism, like in relationships, that's what it is. The person that comes into your life is supposed to help you become the best version of yourself. When it's a balanced relationship, when the person's secure in themselves and it's not an attachment, they make you into the best version of yourself. They hold you accountable. This person, you can't do that. You can't do that because they're so insecure that the moment that you do, they ghost you, they gaslight you, they hold back from giving you an apology. They make the relationship so much difficult because of the past. That you're like, yeah, in the past due to me, but what you learned from your past is that you're deserving of more. So the more that a person, is hostile over things that hostile or hopeless, I should say, because that's the energy that you'll wind up dealing with a person that's in a low vibration that really doesn't want to change. And so, that's they'll blame it like that it's somebody else's fault, but it's not. It's they're hostile because, hey, they have to change, and that's going to disrupt people. It's going to make they're going into the unknown. They're insecure. So they would rather be hopeless and have someone come in and rescue them and do everything for them. And you're just to put you into a place of disgust because you're like, even though you're keeping me out, I still see the lies and the illusions. And at the bottom line is you're just really not giving me the physical connection. You're not giving me that emotional connection. And you're like, I don't want to deal with a person that gives me like isn't around. You're gonna sit there and say that we're in a relationship, but I'm essentially not getting anything. It's like you're just keeping me on the hook. It's like and then creating this illusion that you're this better catch. So I'm gonna be like pining and waiting for our one day for it to magically happen and occur. It's like you're like, I don't want that. And no one would understand that. And so again, support, inner authority, anchor. See, we see absolutely no support here. And we see no support, isolation. Again, when you had to deal with something, suppression, being held down, um, safety and security, and lies and secrecy. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm feeling is, again, growing up in an environment, because you want to know, why would I attract a person like this that makes everything so difficult, that they care more about the illusion and the facade, so that's why they're not coming towards me. Really, that's what it is, Gemini. It's like they can't let you into their life because you would see their entire life, and there's a risk of you not liking it because they don't like it. Then, and so but there's parts of themselves that they don't like. So they're really connected to their self-image. And so, yes, there's a connection, but they sold you a version of themselves that really doesn't exist. They'd have to do the work to step up into the best version of themselves in order to be that. But they don't want to do that. They're still, they keep you far enough away that you don't see everything that they do. So they appear as if they're stronger emotionally, but they're talking to other people. They create the illusion. They act like they have a lot of money. It's again, they may do okay, but they don't have as much as they say. Everything is a lie. Everything is amplified. Everything is so. If you're going to see that, you're going to go in, you're going to be turned off because you're going to know it's a bunch of lies. So they keep again, it's the same thing that you were brought up with, lies and security, which again, about safety and security, that everything's okay. When everything's not okay, you didn't feel safe. You didn't feel supported. Your energy was suppressed. You didn't get the emotional support. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, support. And when you emotionally don't get the support, understand you intuitively were being guided. So you have very strong intuition, and that actually does keep you safe. That's why you're able to discern. But part of you is like, I feel like I need to go into isolation in order to discern, though, instead of getting that support that most people get when they go through difficult times. It's again, you tend to go through those times by yourself. And Spirit says, because you don't really need anyone, your safety and security comes from yourself. It's like you needed to reparent that situation, and the situation of that you need someone outside of you to be safe and to feel protected. And because emotionally you didn't get what you needed, where really Spirit's saying, no, you need to fill your own cup up all the way. It's like that's what happened. It's like, and I know that before even pulling a card like that, if you've come out of this alive, it's because of the fact that you're pouring into your own cup. It's like you weren't sitting there pining away, like waiting for this person to change. What it is I have a few decks, um, see, few decks mixed in, so I needed to make separate. All right. So we see again, why did you attract this person into your life? And first thing, first of all, you didn't need anyone. Yes, you grew up without that emotional support. You didn't feel safe. You didn't feel supported. You didn't have an anchor. You weren't grounded. This person is all about being grounded, but we see almost to a primitive survival way, which is not healthy. It's their way or the highway. So they appeared to be strong, but once you got up close, you see, oh, this is counterfeit strong. It's not strong. Based on a bunch of lies and illusions. They're not strong within themselves at all. Their way is to break me down so that they can utilize my energy so that they would be strong. That's more like it. And Spirit says it was about you rising above, again, to see beyond your immediate fears, to get more insight, elevate your perspective. So again, growing up in an environment where there was no security, no safety. So again, the karmic theme, I'm always alone. I'm afraid, like I need protection. Spirit says you don't need protection. You don't need anything outside of yourself. Rise above that situation by seeing that Spirit says you don't need anything. Look how strong you are. And also, you did have support. You may not have support like, hey, I wanted it to be my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my this, a person that you had in mind that was going to be there for you, but other people were there for you. The universe brought you other people. And Spirit says, look, rise above. Understand that those people are not on a high enough vibration. They are emotionally not capable of giving you what you can give to people naturally because you're mindful, because you're healed in that area. Again, rise above, look at it through a different perception, and soul's calling it. And to be like, to not give any energy or time to this person, but to listen to the whisper of your soul guiding you and align your actions with your values. This person like was not in alignment with your values. They have bad character. They want to stay in a place that's selfish. And when we're in alignment with the universe, we do what's best for everyone involved. So Spirit's saying is again to be on your soul's calling and to release control. Understand that the universe has your back. Let go of the need to control things and trust in the flow. Surrender to the process. It's again, all you need to do is pay attention to you. That's all you need to do. It's like it's when we butt in. It's like if we become the fixer to a person that doesn't really want to be fixed. When we're the one that compromise ourselves and say, well, they're emotionally can't do it. They're a little insecure. Let me do it. And the Spirit said, no. It's again, otherwise you're never going to get emotionally what you need because this person can do it. They don't want to do it because they don't want to seem vulnerable because they don't like the way it feels. But they actually need to do it in order to heal. And if you wind up doing it, you stay stuck in a place where emotionally you don't get what you need. And then over time, you don't feel safe or secure with this person because they're not giving you that support. And so Spirit says, it's this person isn't a good match for you. It was to rise above, look at the situation, to see it for what it was, and it was to help you heal, to help you see what you're deserving of, pretty much that you're deserving of more and that you don't have to control it. It's that this person just isn't for you. And Spirit says it's a choice. Choose serenity, choose light and positive energy. This person was none of those. No matter what you go through, choose happiness. Again, rise above fear and direct your thoughts to God, which is again unconditional love. It's like be an unconditional love. You can have unconditional love for this person, but know that they're wounded and that you need to honor yourself first because the deity part of self is inside of you. And you have to honor that by loving yourself and doing what's best for you. This person, again, they want to do what everyone to do what's best for them. And, and it wouldn't be just you. Like I said, this person can only fill themselves up a certain amount before they're, looking for their next supply. So they go through people and they don't really give. And there's a lot of promises and they never deliver. And like I said, it winds up to be not a good type of connection. So, it's like by avoiding this person, it's good because you're avoiding negative karmic consequences. Because all they did was wear a mask, all they did was create an illusion. And understand it doesn't mean that they don't love, but they don't love themselves. So being that they can't develop that emotional connection and really pour into you and give you the time, they're never going to form that emotional connection. And when a person does that, they don't care how they treat you over time. The sex and the passion only lasts for so long. So that's why this person doesn't really believe that relationships are good. Well, it's because they don't invest. It's like they keep doing the same thing. And so it was not about you and oh, this person doesn't know how to be because they know damn well how to be. They don't want to be that way. They don't want to do the work. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon.